Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. I am Skald. We are back in Skaldvic taking a look at some of the things that we were doing last episode. We are looking right now over the ore mine and the oil industrial district that we made over here. And one of the limiting factors right now is that this little town here is just not giving us the population that we need to get these up to the next level. We just don't have enough workers. And it's the same over here. Yeah, almost level 3, 311 of 350. So we need to find a way to bring more workers in here, but we can't take up a lot of this space since, we've built up a decent bit, but we're going to need to leave room for these industries to grow quite a bit. And so I'm thinking about maybe expanding into other parts of this island. If we go ahead and take a look, well, our land value is actually really good, but it's going to be the unemployment. Yeah, 3%. So pretty much everyone that can have a job has a job. So the only way that we're going to get more workers down into here is by just building more houses and building more places to live. And that's what this area I think would be great for. We could put another big city here, connect it up with everything that we've got, and hopefully it will work out pretty nicely. We can bring them down there with public transportation. They'll be able to access the university. We'll still have this area set aside for the bigger industries that we'll get to when we level up. But before we get to that, it has been annoying me that we have just this little section left on our first big island that hasn't been done yet. And I was thinking about trying to find something fun to put here, but I think we're actually just going to go ahead and fill it out with some more medium density and just throw that in and see what it looks like. Alright, with that out of the way, we are back and we're looking at the other section of the city. We've got all of these wonderful train station hub things. I finally pulled the trigger and just got the creator pack. There are some awesome assets in here. So I want to find a pretty big station that we could fit in this area here. I really want to use this Metro Plaza. Don't need the sunken one, I don't think. Ignore this. Yeah, that's another sunken island. There's a lot of metro stations, it looks like that. I mean, they look great, and we are going to be putting some metro in this area, so we'll think about it. Some ground bypass. That's a nice station, but I'm thinking that might fit somewhere else. In fact, I kind of want to get rid of this old station that we have here just to get into kind of using some of the newer assets. This can kind of fix our issue. Yeah, they're going to be really upset. Sorry, guys. It's coming back. We had built our own bypass, but now we don't have to because we can just plop this guy in here. And there it is. Ground bypass station. I had to move some of the lines around, but I think it looks all right. This is a really great asset, and it's going to let some trains pass right on through here when we don't have everyone stopping at the university. I think that looks great, yeah. All right, so back to the matter at hand, which is, figuring out how to fit one of these bigger stations over here. Old Market, that could be a good one. That's got a lot of platforms. The main thing that I'm trying to keep in mind is there are going to be a handful of lines coming through here, so we could do the glass box. That one sort of feels like a reskin almost of just the normal big one that exists. And all of the lines are coming out facing the same direction. So I kind of like this one, which has the two kind of overpasses, or not two overpasses, but two sets that are coming from different angles. Which might make sense because we have a station down to our left that could come up. We want to put a station up by the airport to help people get over there, and then we want to help people get out of the city to the right and over to the university on the left. So that's kind of 4 different directions that we're coming from. Give me a second to figure out how to orient this. Yeah, okay, so this has taken a long time. As you can see, I set up this little wheel of roads so I can keep looking to see how the angles are going to work. I think this is the one we want. And if it's not the one we want, it's the one we're going with. So let's just delete this spoke here and line this up somewhere in there. Looks good. Awesome. So now we have kind of 4 ins and outs, and we have some rail lines that we can get connected up pretty quickly. I'm thinking this is about what we're looking for as I get the rest of this deleted. Yeah, so this is going to come in this way. Let me get started connecting up these rail lines at the very least, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so this is over by the airport. This is a really simple start here that I put in. I just basically have a rail station and a metro station. And we're going to put a little bit of something in here just to kind of give people a reason to come this direction. See if we can't flatten it out a little bit. I'm thinking of putting some hotels over here, for the people who get off their late flights. And, they need a place to stay without traveling all the way to the city. So we can put the nice big fancy one. Is this going to fit? I know these come in different colors. Yeah, that looks... Can I move this one? What if I put it on the other side? Alright, it doesn't fit in here. It does fit there. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but I kind of like having the nice hotel and the not nice hotels. And then let's just kind of toss some other commercial in here for now. We're going to come back to this area. I think this area could grow into something a little bit more interesting. But for now, let's just put a district on it. It's really just a stop so people can get to and from the airport at the moment. Let's go ahead and call this a tourism. Yeah, tourism, because it's got hotels and stuff. I don't think it's the place that we want to bring all of our passengers, but it'll give them a first place to come. Let's bring electricity over to it. Perfect. No, none of... Did we just never give this electricity? Is that what I'm seeing? Okay, well... Wow, alright, we just forgot a whole lot, didn't we? Alright, well, now that stuff all has the electricity I thought it had, 8 episodes ago. Either way, let's get this hooked up with some water. And then now let's make sure we actually have a train line coming in here. So this is going to come down to our main hub over here and follow the track down to this station, which is, yeah, and I guess kind of right on back. Oh, though we do have a line that comes in here already, so what if we just drag this one across? And then if I can get down here... Okay, I want to add a stop. Yes, perfect. And if we get another stop going the other direction, awesome. So that one is going to loop all the way around. It's going to come through here. Let's give it another stop coming this way and that way on the outside, so it's not getting in the way of everything else. So that will come all the way back into the Skaldvic city center, I think, and it kind of make a U shape. And then we want one to come along this line here. And I think that also is going to come into the city center. We have this track over here that doesn't go anywhere else, if I can click it accurately. And that can come... Alright, yeah, maybe we start up here. So create new line, great, follow this all the way to here and straight on back. I mean, there's nothing in between it yet. So this one will be just kind of back and forth between our two big city hubs. All right, let's give us a name, Regional Express. And I think this is moving east, so let's call it that. Let's give it a line color. Oh, we'll select the type and the line color. Perfect. Now let's get this area all set up with some actual people. Alright, so we got a lot of work done here on this new section of the city, and I want to kind of walk through some of what I was thinking about it. I wanted to keep it generally on a grid, but I didn't want to stay too... Ooh, not enough goods to sell. Okay, so... And none of these are we're getting abandoned, so we need to put down some warehouses. I have a mod on right now that sends goods to warehouses first, and so I think if there aren't warehouses kind of near our commercial districts, they're not going to be getting the goods that they need to sell even if we're producing them. So we should make sure that we get some warehouses in This area down here seems pretty good. I like this larger warehouse. I wonder if we can fit it. But as I was saying, I wanted to do a grid because we don't really have that much of the city yet that is on a grid. But I wanted to kind of shy away from just doing a standard, typical kind of New York City style grid. So what I opted for instead was I took some inspiration from where I'm living now in DC, which is a grid layout that is bisected by these diagonal avenues. And what ends up happening is you get these really interesting intersections where a lot of roads are coming in at kind of weird angles, and you get 5 or 6 entrances to the intersection. It's a nightmare to drive, but it looks sort of interesting, and I was doing my best to replicate it here, and I think it worked out pretty well. As I finish up putting commercial zones for these warehouses, great. Let's toss a little bit of industrial zone maybe around them too. But so you can kind of see that from this angle that we've got these intersections coming in and interacting with the avenues in some unique ways as a result of those angles. And overall, it just kind of gives us the feel of the grid without really being completely gridded. We also threw in a science center, kind of as a reason to come to this area, and the Central Park, which is just kind of a nice big park here. I thought it worked out well. And the Grand Library. So reasons for tourists to come over. We slapped down the Metro Plaza station, which hopefully will fill out. There's a bus station here, which will be kind of a nice hub. And the train station, obviously, all right next to each other. And that will kind of form the middle of this area. We are going to go north of the tracks as well, but anyone can kind of come into the station from either side now. So we have some more population in here. We've got more room to expand. It's not fully zoned yet. Hopefully this will give us the uptick that we need in population to expand those industries down on the water. But that's going to end it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you enjoyed the video, please like, leave a comment, subscribe. It means the world to me. I'll catch you in the next one.